name is Hooman Rahimi, and I'm going to take you around a tour of my 2009 370Z. It is a LS3 power plant powered by a Garrett turbo, and let's go look at it. Here we have on the front our Koenig hexaform lightweight wheels. They're flow formed and really light. They hold up to a beating. I tend to scrape them a little bit here and there, but as you can see, they still hold up pretty well. Yeah, and then we can go into the hood and see what's powering this thing. So this is a LS3 block. It is built by Mike Lough engines with a lot of Brian Tooley racing components. It's a Garrett turbo. It is run with Treadstone intercooling, custom intercooler piping, custom exhaust. This is how we adjust the front suspension. This is our dampening and our rebound over here. We run LSX pulley on the power steering, and we have fueled racing for the cooling reservoir here. And then the tile blow-off valves and wastegates. And this is how we keep it going fast. I mean, it's really important to have quality components. We've been dialing in parts for the whole season, and last season, this is like the third year on this car, and we've pretty much got it dialed in where we're just kind of breaking small things now here and there, and pretty reliable. So we can close the hood here with the quick latches, and it gets a little jammed because we hit stuff sometimes. It's not always perfect, but and then we have the Crown Carbon body kit on the front. We have Morimoto light package up here, and the fog lights I added so that some night tracks don't have good lighting, so it really helps with that. We have the Trackspec vents that really help keep the engine bay cool because it lets the air out. We have a Treadstone airflow through the body kit here, and this is the Nismo kit on the front off of like a 2014, 2015 build. And then we come around here, you can check out the EBC rotors and pads. I'm still running the Akebono stock style Nissan calipers, but it stops on a dime. On the rest of the car, we have a Wisefab front and rear, and we have we're running on Fortune suspension all around on four corners. They're two-way adjustable, and as you can see, we went into the dirt a little bit in our last run. It's still quite, we probably should have cleaned it up a little bit. We are running some deep spacers, which people complain and say you can't run spacers. We run these spacers, long time, never had any issues on extended ARP studs. Yeah, and then we got the Morimoto rear tail lights, which I love 100%. They look really good at night and in the daytime. So we have here is our custom reverse louver. So we set it up to set up cooling. It's by Wisefab. They made it for me. You can see the third brake light here, and then we'll pop the trunk and you can see kind of what we have going on here. There's a reason we have reverse louvers, because we run the radiator here, and it lets all the air flow in here. We have our safety, and then we have Radium fuel cells with Fuel Lab fuel pumps, and an excess power battery back here for easy access and weight distribution. And then we have chase bays, just a overflow catch can. And that's pretty much it. And then if you look here, like this is how we adjust our suspension. So we have our dampening here and our rebound here, so that lets us adjust, really dial in the suspension, because it lets us adjust both things independently, which when you have one knob, you can kind of go one way or the other. We can adjust both, so if it's a really bumpy track, we can adjust to that. If it's a really smooth track, we can adjust, you know, one fully and not the other, so that's really important to have on this level of a build. So back here, we have actually cut out a big hole here to allow airflow out. If you stand here when the car is on, it is really hot. It's actually kind of unbearable to stand back here during that. We can go in here. This is the cage setup with NRG seats and NRG wheel. We basically have all our safety here. In the middle, I have a little AC setup. So you gotta climb in sometimes. This is our wheel setup. It's a quick snap in with the NRG wheel. Here's our Switch Pros panel here. This controls everything. I can switch on my Morimoto fog lights here. This is the go fast knob. So right here, I got a low tune, and I go here, I go into higher boost. When we're in high boost, we're at 850 wheel horsepower. I tend to always run 850 on most of the tracks I run, but I always have it there to dial in if it's rainy or something like that. We can control the lights, and if it was darker right now, you'd be able to see the Type S lights outside. We got these really comfortable seats that are really important. A lot of people neglect the seats because sometimes you don't realize that being tight in here is very important, because when you're dialing in your steering, and if you're moving around, your wheel's moving around, and that's really important. So when I snug up in here, I am locked in and I literally can't move my body. Like, I am stuck here, and it may be a little uncomfortable at first, especially when it's hot. That's why we have this AC system. It's a little different than a standard ice box. It actually is like a mini AC, and it runs to 2 lines that I hook up to my cool suit. When we hook up there, we are able to basically cool my body. My head and everything else gets pretty hot. The suit's really hot. It gets really hot in here. Imagine, you know, turbo, all that stuff gets hot, but we're at a decent temperature. I'm able to kind of maintain a level of sanity, I'd like to say. So safety is really important here. We have a fire safety. If we pull this, it shoots Novec inside the engine bay here and in the back. And then we'll get out. Oh, also I forgot, this is my little hood vent, roof vent. This keeps air into the car while I'm driving. If I put my windows up, I got power windows. So what I can do is sometimes on some tracks it gets really, really smoky. And when it's smoky, you can't see. So we like to keep the smoke out of the cockpit, because if you can't see, it's hard to drive. You're going on just memories alone. So we're gonna walk around and show you the livery. This is the AZRag IPS livery. They designed it. I gave them some color cues and said, I want this car bright, and just, I want people to snap necks when they see it. And I think we pulled it off. I convinced him to painstakingly put the wrap onto the louvers here and put the plaid on, and I convinced him, and I think it turned out amazing. I really love the bright colors. Really want to thank, you know, everybody that helps support us here this season. Our main focus is to put on a show. That's what I really like to do. I like to drive hard. Obviously want to go win, but my goal is to lay it on doors when I can and go out hard. Really want to thank Koenig for doing this. We're at Formula Drift, New Jersey here, and great partners to have. If you guys want to follow me, all of my social media, it's I'm Only Hooman, straight up. I'm human, but my name is Hooman, so that's the easy thing to remember. I'm Only Hooman. Love all of you guys, love all the support. I love when you guys send me messages. I'm happy to help anyone. Send me a message, I'll help you out. I love answering questions, so thank you so much.